Good morning, BrandDIYers. It is Marc here. It is Friday morning. It's the weekend. Yay! And I want to leave you with an interesting thought starter topic that on the surface you might think does not apply to brand DIYers and small brands. But once you dig into it, it is extremely important. And this topic is brand versus reputation. So let's break these down a bit. Today, if you look around, you see a lot of people using the word our reputation, our brand, and they mix these up and it's kind of mushy in the middle and you can't quite figure out, are they the same thing or are they different things? They are very different things. And the more you understand this and the more you understand how they work together, the more powerful your business will be. So let's break them down. Brand is the promise that your company makes to a consumer and their expectation of you. How relevant that is, how relevant your promise is to what they expect. So if you promise them a purple cow and they want a brown cow, they're going to go, that's not relevant to me. Okay? So that is what a brand is. A brand is a promise and an expectation and that magical word relevance. Okay? Reputation, on the other hand, is all about your legitimacy. Now, this is a loaded word. Like authenticity, it is one of the most used words in marketing today. Do you have a legitimacy to make that claim, to make that promise? Are you authentic? Are you really the right person for the job? Is your product backed by legitimacy? All right. So let's unpack this even more. When you have brand and reputation working together extremely well, you have three magical things happening. You have relevance to consumers in what you promise them. You have differentiation in what you promise them. Because remember, a brand has to promise something a little bit different from what other brands promise. And then you bring in reputation, and that gives you legitimacy. And those three together are extremely powerful. Relevance, differentiation, legitimacy. So if you have one but not the other, your brand is only going to work pseudo well, if work at all. Imagine if you create something and you say, yes, I'm delivering a product that is very relevant to you. It's very differentiated. However, my legitimacy suffers. That is, you don't trust me. You don't think that I'm the right person to bring that product to the market. Are you going to buy that product? No. If, on the other hand, you are extremely legitimate, a lot of green companies have this problem, by the way. You have a lot of legitimacy. You come from a very green place, sustainability focused place. However, the product that you create is kind of, it's a cleaner that's just another cleaner. It isn't really relevant to a consumer because they're going, yeah, I like green, but I've got a cleaner, so it's not terribly relevant to them like a green cleaner. Why would that be more relevant? And it's not really well differentiated because you go, sure, it's green, but does it have any secret ingredients that clean better? All right. So think about that. And let me make this even simpler and then bring it down to the brand DIY level. Let me start really big. In companies that have multiple brands, Procter & Gamble, Unilever, all the consumer packaged goods companies, the brands are very different from the reputation. So on the one hand, you've got Crest toothpaste. And Crest toothpaste has a very strong brand. It is very relevant to what consumers want, clean teeth, and it is differentiated from Colgate. Although, is it really? It has a lot of history, and so people who love Crest love Crest. So it is differentiated in that I love Crest. It does give me something that Colgate doesn't. Legitimacy doesn't really come into the picture. However, Procter & Gamble, the company, is not very much about a brand. It is 100% about legitimacy, about the reputation of the company. So if on the one hand you say, I like Crest because it's relevant to me, I like that product, gives me clean teeth, and it is differentiated from the competition, I think it's better, but Procter, they're nasty people, am I going to buy that toothpaste? Maybe not. Case in point, you've got companies like British Petroleum. Now, this is not a multiple brand company. They make petroleum products. Or do they? Wait a minute. They were beyond petroleum. You remember when BP went from British Petroleum to Beyond Petroleum, and they were going to explore all these new products that were creating a green revolution for energy? And then they had that terrible oil spill, and then it all came out that there was no other alternative energy that they were exploring. It was all a sham. Well, they had a wonderful brand. Yeah, BP is Beyond Petroleum. That is super relevant because I want to move away from petroleum. It is super differentiated from all the big bad oil companies. Legitimacy and reputation in the sewer. The whole brand implodes because of it. So if you have a multi-brand company like a Procter & Gamble, you can isolate legitimacy from relevance and differentiation. You can isolate reputation from brand. In single brand companies like Google, it's harder because you go, Google is the company as well as the brand. So Google, yeah, I like it. It is relevant to my life and it's different from any other search engine. But if Google behaved badly as a corporate citizen, that is tied to the brand. So reputation and brand become one. So where am I going with all of this? I want to bring it down to a level that works for you. Today, more than ever, to be successful as an up-and-coming entrepreneurial brand, you have to stitch together reputation and brand. Legitimacy has got to be stitched together with relevance and differentiation. You break those two apart, if you're a bad person, but you've got a great brand, people are going to see through it. You know why? One, because you're small and people can see that you're connected to the product. So you can't just hide in a corner over here and be a bad person in isolation. It's connected to your product. Second, the internet. If you're a bad person or your company behaves badly to one customer today, that can destroy your brand. So legitimacy, being genuine, having a company that really is interested in customer service is inextricably connected to the relevance and differentiation of a brand. So there you go. The big idea here is a lot of people swap reputation and brand out. They say, yeah, my reputation, yeah, my brand. They talk like it's the same thing. It's not. They're two very different things. Reputation is how legitimate are you to provide this product or service? Are you the real deal? And over here, you've got brand, which is, are you relevant to me? And are you differentiated from everybody else? However, for BrandDIYers, those three magical ingredients, relevance, differentiation, and legitimacy, are core to a successful business. And that's all I have to say about that. I hope you have a great weekend, and we've got some great shows lined up for next week. So stay tuned and look forward to hearing more about your brands. Talk to you soon.